Onward was directed by Dan Scanlon and is the latest movie in the Disney Pixar catalog of films. This one is more fantastical and modern at the same time and stars Chris Pratt and Tom Holland as two elf brothers named Ian and Barley Lightfoot. I got that right? Yeah, I got that right. And in this movie, like I said, society is a lot of fantastical creatures that used to do magical things to make other amazing stuff happen. But due to the advent of technology, things have changed. But when a magical key is revealed that could potentially bring back Ian and Barley's father, they embark on an epic quest which does take them back to some of the olden tricks that others around them used to do and practice. This is a film that I was actually quite curious about because I saw the teaser and I thought, that actually is a cool concept. I wonder how it'll be when finally executed. And now that I've finally seen it executed, I can say that this is a vibrant, colorful, very fun, and charming movie. There's a lot to like in this movie, from the characters, to some of the sequences, the world building, the music, the direction. This is a pretty solid Pixar entry. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland have excellent chemistry with one another. They sell the brothers very, very well. They have their differences. The older brother is very much into fantasy role-playing games and like Dungeons and Dragons. And so his entire life is built around magic and these amazing, amazing things. Meanwhile, his younger brother is trying to be normal. He's trying to shy away from these things. But the two, in their love for their dad and their discovery of what could possibly happen if they were to see him again, that propels them into this direction where they have to put these two together. And while Ian cannot stand certain things his older brother does, at the same time, he's going to have to adapt to the fact that maybe his older brother's onto something. Or is he? And so the two work back and forth really, really well. They have some really great moments because of it, some really funny moments because of it. There's a great sequence involving a massive drop that they do extremely well, and I think it's one of the better moments of the movie. That entire sequence, I would say, is one of the best. The humor is mostly pretty solid. There's some really great jokes. There's some really nice visual humor. This movie is actually more visual humor than it is in the dialogue, and I think that's a good idea because dialogue is funny, but if you can do something visually pretty funny with the film you're making, then that could actually be pretty cool. And I think this film does a pretty good job of that. As I said, the music is really good. It's got a wonderful little soundtrack. And more than anything, this film is charming. It's very friendly. It's what I mean to say by that is, it's very family friendly. Kids are going to love this movie. And I think there's a lot of great messages in here about family, about accepting your past, making your future, and trying to bring the two in between and sort of see how the two can coexist. And I think those are both really good messages because you shouldn't let one thing go just for the other thing. You can make both happen at the same time if you play the right cards. And the idea of family having to see their dad again and some of those moments they have in terms of having that completion make this film quite emotional. And I won't lie to you, there are going to be moments where you might tear up a little bit, well up a little bit, and there's going to be some heavy-hearted moments for sure, and I think those are delivered on pretty well. When it comes to emotions, Pixar has usually done a pretty good job, and I would say they've done a pretty good job here too. I do have some issues with the film though, because even though I think the film is pretty fun, it's not great. It could potentially be a lot better. My issues with the film are regarding its pacing, some of its subplots, which I don't think really go into as many places as I think they could. And also I feel like there's some depth that is lacking in the film. I think the film tries to go really, really deep in a few places, and in those emotional breakthrough moments, it hits those. But there are other moments where I think it could have been maybe even more so emotionally hitting, and I don't think it really managed to do that. There are certain things that happen in the film because of that I feel like aren't as well earned as some of the other breakthroughs the film has. Sometimes it gets so focused on one breakthrough that there are two other breakthroughs that could happen, but it doesn't quite deliver on those. There is one though, which I thought it wasn't delivering on for a while, but then it finally did, and I said, that's a good payoff. I like that. Yeah, it makes up for its flaws in a couple of places, but I think the film could have been a lot deeper if it wanted to be. The subplot involving a cop, there's one in this movie, didn't really love that. I mean, I get why it's there, it just felt sort of pointless because it didn't really go anywhere. The whole reasoning behind it was to showcase this world of laziness that we're in right now, so make of that whatever you will. Because of that, the pacing does take a bit of a hit because while this is a pretty fast-paced movie, there's a couple of sequences that drag because you're away from the adventure. And you can definitely feel the lag in those couple of moments for however long they may be. Like if it's only a couple of minutes, it still feels like, all right, this is not the interesting part of the movie. So yeah, a few little issues here and there aside, I had a good time with Onward. I think it's a wonderfully charming movie. Like I said, kids are gonna love it. Adults too, I would say. And it'll make you want to call your loved ones or friends, whoever, you get to first on the phone book in your contacts. Whoever it may be, you should give them a call. Tell them you love them. I mean, I might do that after this review. I don't know. But that is the story, that is the way it handles that, and I would say in that regard, this is a fairly solid movie. I'm gonna give Onward an 8 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Look forward to more reviews very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe. I'll see you guys in the movies.